Hey fellas, gonna do a little video here about the stiff walls, how the soap worked out, and compare some wheel weights for different wheels and tires. I've been reading a thing online trying to get some ideas about taking weight out of the car, and pretty interesting site I found. I'll put the link up to it later, but first we'll get to this. This is the stiff wall. I showed you before I put the soap on the inside of the tire, you know, some Dawn soap, spread it around real good, put like 5 or 6 coats in it. So I got the tires mounted 2 weeks ago, and let's see, when that was, yeah, a little over 2 weeks ago. And I was hoping that I'd be able to have the chance to run them at the track that following Saturday, but that didn't work out. The weather didn't cooperate, so now we're going to be on hold until probably February, which really sucks, because Holt was the only track around would be open in December, and we usually get some decent weather in December on Sundays, but not now, not this year. So anyway, I had the tires mounted. I had them put 25 psi in them, and then brought them home, checked. They had the pressure at 24 each. That's close enough, I guess. There, I don't know if it's my gauge or theirs, but anyway, so 24 psi. And I checked them every day for a couple of days, and they were holding. So then I checked them again the following Friday, and they were at 24 still. So I said, awesome, that's working out. So I aired them down to 15, checked them again a week later. So it's been 2 weeks from when I had them mounted. They held 24 psi for the first week. Now they're at 15, and been that way for a week. So it's working good. When I first put soap in these 10 years ago, I didn't put as much in there because I didn't know about, they said put soap on the inside, so I put soap on the inside. I didn't, put several coats. I just put like one coat and called it good. I didn't know any better. So these will hold there for a few hours, but not like weeks like those will now. So I won't get to try out the stiff walls until February. So in the meantime, I've got, almost 2 months of downtime after I put the other rear end in that one to get rid of that janky Auburn that's in it, the differential. I'm going to bring the blue car in the garage, try to get some weight out of it, and do a few other things, see if we can make it run in the sixes with a stock cam, which isn't really a big accomplishment. It's like being the smart kid on the short bus, but something to try for. We'll see how it works out. So anyway, without further ado, this is the tire that I had on my weld wheels, and the weld wheels that I had run on there, because I've got SN brakes on it, I have to run that spacer because the hat of the rotor doesn't stick out far enough. So I always had to put a spacer on to run the wheels so that the wheel would clear the caliper. And I ran these are Nexen, I think. They're just like discount cheap tires. They're 15 by 4, or fit on a 15 by 4 rim. I think they're like 165 80. Yeah, 165 80 R15, and they weigh 16, we'll call it 16 and a half pounds each. And the weld weighs 11.6, so that's at 27 pounds, roughly 27 and a half with that combination. And the spacer, I don't know if that'll pick that up or not. Come on, don't nobody tell Alice I got her scale out here. Oh crap. Yeah, it's not picking it up. So we'll call that 11, and then the tire 16, so 27, 28 pounds. The Hyundai spares I have on the blue car, it's the same size tire, they weigh 31 pounds. And I didn't think that was enough to worry about. Like I said on that site, it says for every pound of unsprung weight you take off the car, it's like taking 8 pounds of sprung weight off the car, which is pretty good, 8-to-1 ratio. So I said, wow, I'm going to check into that. So what I'll probably end up doing is try to get some drag brakes so I can run the lighter tire. And the Goodyear tire on that site, he says that the Goodyear is the lightest 15x4 tire they found, and it is 10.8 pounds. So you figure, what was it, 6 pounds difference multiplied by 8, so you got 48 pounds on each side, the equivalent that you're taking off the car. So that's 96 pounds. That's like a tenth right there. Then you got to get into the factor of, you know, the bang for the buck. You're going to spend that much more money to take that weight off. It always comes down to dollars. You want to make more power. How much do you want to spend to make that power? You know, how much do you want to spend to have lightweight stuff? You know, you can go crazy. You know, gun drilled axles, all this kind of stuff. You know, aluminum calipers, you know, all this stuff was try to do, or sometimes a little bit in between. But that's what we're trying to do. I want to try to get into the sixes with that thing. I had thought I could before with the way it was, but I wasn't getting consistent enough, and these tires, not sure they're working out real well. The 60 foot would be okay, but beyond that it wouldn't. Sometimes it would slip at the top end. So I'm going to try it out. Try those out when we get back out there. But in the meantime, I'm going to get some weight out of the car too. Not crazy, not with the sawzall all over the place. Just a little more reserved, a little more subtle weight loss stuff. And then I'll weigh it. Actually, I'll weigh it before I go into the garage, and then I'll weigh it again afterwards. So then we'll have a new baseline, and we'll see how that works out and see what we need to do after that. Also, forgot to mention, these are spare tires off of a spare wheel from a Lincoln. I could run these on the my car too, but they were again, I had to run a spacer on them and all that. And these weigh 11.4 pounds, so that's pretty decent for a tire on it. And then you know, or you can just go ahead and just keep the temporary spare. And that's your choice, your money, your car, your choice, you know, all that stuff. They say the temporary spare is only meant to go, what, 50 miles an hour, something like that. But you got to remember, too, Lincoln was really heavy, yada, yada, yada. You're going to be at the drag strip, controlled environment, no garbage on the track, hopefully. And, you know, your car is going to be a lot lighter than a Lincoln. So something to consider if you're going to do that. That's another option. So let's see what else. Oh, these are some center caps I got off eBay because mine were getting pretty beat up. And I'm going to get the paint off those so it'll match them. These will just be used around here for my own purposes. And I think that'll about wrap this up. We're getting plenty far along, 8.5 minutes already. So anyway, that was all. I was just really pleased about the way the tires are holding pressure. That was the main thing, and the tire weights. And like I said, I'll post the link on the comment section. It's pretty interesting reading about weight reduction. I like it, so I'm going to start getting into that more than what I have been in the past. All right, appreciate y'all, fellas. Later. I'm going to add this on here because I forgot to do it when we were did the original thing. But this is the Mickey Thompson stiff wall weld 15x10 6.5 inch backspace wheel, 39 pounds. This is the same wheel. This is just a regular 15x10 Mickey Thompson ET drag. Ain't got no, it doesn't have any air pressure in it hardly, but it's at 37. So they both got screws in. They both got the center cap in. No lug nuts. But this one, the older tire, thinner sidewall, so it's got 2 pounds less. Let me grab another one to try out. And this is the race tires from the LTD. It's a 17x7.5 steel wheel with a 275/40/17, and that was Hoosier drag radial or race radio. I think it was 44.8. And this is my 15x7 Ford wheel with my 275/50/15 BFG drag radial, 42.6 pounds. Alright guys, so it was bugging me too much about not getting a weight for this thing. I thought it was a couple 3 pounds, and it was right at 3 pounds. So with the weld wheel, the spacer, and that tire, just like a regular street tire, the whole setup per side was 30 pounds. And then according to the stuff I found, the weld wheel by itself with no spacer and the Goodyear tire would be 21 pounds per side, which, and then that'd be saving 9 pounds per side, so 18 pounds, or 9 times 8, 72, so 72 pounds per side theoretically. So what I could do, if I do get the tire and the drag brakes and all that, make some runs with the weld wheel and the Goodyear tire, and then put my Hyundai spare with the street tire, because those were 31 pounds, so it'd be like 20 pounds, and then it'd be 31 pound per tire per side. Run those kind of back to back after I get consistent enough, and then see how it works out. See if it's true. We're not like Mythbusters or nothing, but I'd like to, if that's true, I'd like to see it verified. Essentially, is what I'm getting at, because it would be good to see if it's true. I want to know. So that's what we'll do. And once tomorrow's supposed to be nice, like in sunny and middle 60s, the stereotypical summer day in Florida. So I'll put the my old slicks on the trooper car, and pull the spare tire out and all that stuff, and run it on base. There's a scale that I can get on for, it's free, but they weigh pallets and stuff before they put them on airplanes, before they load the cargo planes. So I can usually, if it's usually running, it's still open on the weekends, I can sneak in there. You know, you're not supposed to, but I guess you don't get caught. So anyway, that's what I'll put that up tomorrow, after I'll put this up tonight, and then it'll be, like I said, it'll be February or March later on, something like that, before we can get this stuff verified. But I'll put the link up later. You can check it out. It's good reading. All right, later, y'all. Appreciate you.